These are the Klipsch RP150Ms. I know, Klipsch is wonderful at naming their speakers. And if you've been following this channel for more than a month, this might come as a surprise to you. I've never reviewed a Klipsch product. Ever. At all. Of any type. Of any denomination. And well, I thought that should change. I was redoing my recommendations lists, and I'm like, well, I found these at like the $350 mark, which was a good bridge gap between like the $500 and up and the $200 and below. So it's like, Klipsch. Excellent reviews. Let's get a pair. Let's see where they fit. Plus, this is their new line. So it intrigued me. I've heard their old line. Their old line was, well, it was Klipsch. And if you don't know what Klipsch stands for, it stands for fucking Klipsch. It stands for Holy God Tweeter. It's literally a pointy spike that you could bleed, like, right? Klipsch is known for their home theater stuff more than their music stuff. I'm pretty sure I could say that without, ow, magnets, bro, without being called a liar. And because Klipsch and Klipsch towers and Klipsch things are usually V-shaped, you get that boost of low end, and then you get those highs that are in a giant Klipsch horn, and they scream at you, and it's like, oh my God, you know, you're watching John Carter. I'm just kidding, you're not watching John Carter, but you're watching Jurassic Park, and the Tyrannosaurus Rex screams at you, and it's like, fuck. So, let's get a pair of Klipsch. Let's test them out. Let's see if they do everything. And these do. They work here in the home theater. They work on my computer desk, up close. I would never, before hearing these, have recommended putting a set of Klipsch anything, except for maybe the Pro Medias, on your desk facing you. Because you could sit this far away from this and not die. And just not die. It's a miracle. It's a Christmas miracle. The low end is, for a 5 1/4, robust, is what I'm going to call it. It is not going to match up with like the Bouchards, but 305s or this, it's going to be a fight. 530s or this, it's probably going to be the 530s. But look at this port. I mean, you could call it flared, but it looks like it's designed to accept a sandwich. Oh, here's my sandwich. Place it in there. It looks like San Diego, which if you know the translation of that from the German, then you know. So, we get a Klipsch horn, we got a Klipsch driver, we got no showing, you know, hardware. Then you touch this, because everyone's going to touch their speakers, and you feel around, and ooh, this is rubber. This is a rubberized thing. And this is rubberized. And then you just want to start touching your speakers like, oh God. That's high quality. The magnet covers, high quality. This connection setup with the 5-ways. Look at that. The offset. So, you know, for whatever reason, a little bit sunk back. It's good. It's got the hanger hook here in case you want to hang these directly on a wall. Do not fucking do that. I'm assuming that's you over there. Do not do that, Chewbacca. Don't hang these on a wall. Chewbacca now represents the entire viewing audience of my videos. So I will just yell at her about all her stupid speaker choices. Right? This is a good system. We're working this out. So it's got a hanger hook here. I'll turn this one around. Hanger hook. Massive whale's vagina port. Binding post. And then down here, it's got a screw terminal to mount it. It's bigger than a 1/4 inch. I don't actually know the size of that, but I know that they do make extra. I'll find out the size of this and I'll link in the description whatever brackets will hold this, because you could bracket this off a wall. Although, and I'm not exaggerating, these are pretty fucking heavy. There's also one other thing that you have to deal with if you pick a pair of these up and you're like, oh good, if you're using them on a desk, no problem. But if you're not using them on a desk, then this might be a problem. You see, this is the, well no, the SX6 had it, but the SX6 had a flat one. This has bass. Pre-assembled attached bass piece. Built into the speaker with a rubber mat between it. And it adds a little bit of an angle. It's just tilted, just enough so that it would have to be like, that's level, that's not level. So it's shooting up. Now, in this home theater, in my home theater, where I have a screen that's at a certain height and the speaker stands to be a certain height, I usually could put it flat or even angled down, so this is not beneficial to me. And in fact, when I first got them and I took them out of the box, oh, by the way, I ordered the cherries ones and these black ones showed up. So if it happens to you, tell me about it. But, let's see, can I do that without ripping my wires out? So I put them, like I usually do, upside down, up on my stands here. And then I said, that looks stupid. So I unscrewed this, and it's just a, I think it's flathead Phillips. Yeah, it's just a Phillips head, just 4 Phillips heads. You pull it out, and you can take this off. And you're left with a finished vinyl side up here with 4 screw holes in it, which is not the most beautiful looking thing. And then your Klipsch logo is upside down. Actually, when I was running them with the Klipsch covers also upside down, and you couldn't tell. But that's an interesting little addition that they've sort of forced you into this angle, because most times dead level and you deal with it. Then you get speaker stands, and if the speaker stands are good, then the speaker stands are good. If you need to tilt it, then you deal. But now you're forced. This is forcing your hand to take care of this. Now, like I said, these work on a desk. And on my big desk in here, this is where they've been sitting. I got the 2 foam blocks to give them like a 3-inch lift, and they're just sitting there playing at my face. It's great. But up here, it's like, oh. And I guess, since those holes seem to line up, I could take this off, reverse the plate, and then they'd angle down. In fact, I might give that a shot later. But it's just something you know, it's a thing. I have to tell you about the thing. This is the thing. This is something that it does. It has the angle. All right, let's talk about sound. It's been like 10, 12 minutes. The Klipsch sound is V-shaped. And usually it's killer highs and then whomping lows. Not Cerwin-Vega, where Cerwin-Vega, you know, they have a very bad reputation. And I actually should like to get a set of those to verify, because I used to have a set of Cerwin-Vegas and I really like them, but no one else. It's no bueno for anyone else. So, should have had this switched. Me not dying. I mean, it's not. All right, you're gonna ask? That's Come Away, Death by Finzi. They are the gentlest Klipsch. They are the gentlest sounding Klipsches I've heard. All right, that's a good thing. Trust me. If they were the most violent sounding Klipsches, so just open those windows and shove them out. And hopefully they don't kill anyone on the way down. Imaging is good. Imaging is better than good. I picked these speakers on a guess, all right? I picked them on a guess of like, all right, you know, I trust Klipsch's name, and I got to put them somewhere in a price, because I can't just recommend 200 and then 500. People are like, well, I have this about this budget. Here's 350. And then I bought them with the Patreon money, which, by the way, Patreon link in the upper right, which allows me to buy this shit and yell about it to the cat. Stop licking your ass, Chewbacca. Pay attention. They perform better than everything under this. You know, SX6 or this. Fluence Signature or this. Wavecrest or this. And then you get into a little more specificity, because Wavecrests are very mid-tone. Then you start getting into that snowflake argument where, oh, every speaker's a beautiful snowflake and it does something different. And that is true. Sometimes you need a speaker that does this, or you prefer this, and you have to just forget the price and shuffle around what things do. These are very, very good. Better than I had thought. Better than Klipsch has done previously in these small monitors with the 15s and the 14s. Well, this would be the equivalent of the 15. Ugh. The RM15? Again, Klipsch and their goddamn naming schematics. Hear that knock? I gotta pause it because this is not a sound demo and it's just gonna get it. Oh, FK Twigs, you've got no music anymore. So. It's amazing because that port is so big you don't think it's gonna even do anything. Usually ports, when you tune a port, there's a very certain size you need, and it's usually the smaller the driver, the smaller the port. This is fucking massive. I'd expect this size port on like an 8-inch driver. But it works. You get that knock. You're getting that knock. Hold on. Flowbots. Did they say winter is coming? No.
How come you have 3 guitars?
Yeah, they're rock and roll speakers. They are rock and roll speakers. They still maintain the Klipsch sound in just the most gentle way, where it's like, ooh, the highs are good. Oh, and the bass is good. But then the mid-range isn't bad. The mid-range isn't missing. The mid-range isn't gone. The imaging is great. Klipsch is living up to his name. Now, the more important thing that is the last thing I'll mention about these speakers is they're efficient. Usually I have this at -12, which is 0 is absolute value, and you go lower the volume, it's negative, 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 negative. So -18 instead of -12. You're talking about a 6 decibels more efficient, which means if you push these on a desk and they say power 75 watt, that's a 100 watt receiver, that makes perfect sense. That means you could push these to their maximum potential with an SA98. I mean, that's like college dorm room levels of volume. If you don't know what that means, then you've been at a college dorm and you're just deaf. You're not even hearing what I'm saying. Yeah, these have exactly where they are exactly where they need to be. They are well built, well designed, great sounding speakers that are super efficient. There's finally an efficient speaker. All the other speakers I've reviewed have always needed a little bit more. ELACs need a little bit more. These, they don't even make sound unless you throw like 70 watts at them. Then they make sound. But the Klipsch are super efficient. They'll get as loud as you want on a desk with an SA50. Hell, I'd push them with an SA36 and I think you'd be good. And that's only like 15 or 18 watts per channel. Yeah.
There is a war going on.
For your mind, it's just what's coming out of there doesn't make sense because I know Klipsch and I know what should be coming out of there and it's not. In a good way. They finally figured it out. And then you know what? My complaints about the bottom, I like it. Because you're on a desk, you leave it pointed up. If you got stands, you could take the bottom off with 4 screws. If you've got them really tall stands like I do, you could reverse the thing and it'll point down slightly. It's all good. It's all good. I just don't know how you're going to mount it to a wall with the bracket unless you have like really fucking strong walls. And like if you hung it with this, you'd have to take the bottom off anyway. So, but don't hang it with this. That makes no sense. That's nonsensical. Yes, these are a yes. These are a very much yes. These are a gaming. You could game. This is like people who tell me they have like this budget and they want to put a 5.1 on their computer desk for gaming, don't. If anything, you can do a 4.0 with a pair of these and a cheap amp, and then you could literally put piles of garbage for the rear, because rear channels don't care. I mean, I test $1,000 speakers up here with $60 rears, and they're just huge. The micas and the sound acoustics, sound appeals just make sound in the rear. The rear is just to make effects noise. No one's judging the fidelity of the rear channels. So, get these. Get these for your desk. Get these for your home theater. These actually might be the most well-rounded speaker that I've currently reviewed, because they kick out a little more low end than the ELACs do, which is fucking amazing. They work on a desk as well as they do, and they're efficient. They don't have any stupid quick quirks or qualms. They just do, and they look great. Chewbacca, what are your thoughts? Okay, I'm gonna sound demo these up because my words aren't making it apparent. I could hear it in my own brain. It's, you know, it comes out and back. So let's see if I could bring it to the forefront.